pipes are calling. I reckon this is one of those songs that at some point everybody has a bash at. My arrangement isn't very different from the traditional arrangement you normally see. I'm in the key of C because that suits my voice. Most of the chords are fairly standard. I've just extended a few of them, so I've got some 9s, there's a 13 in here, and I've also got a couple of diminished chords and a very slightly devious, but not very tricky, half diminished chord, which we'll look at in a moment. 16 bars, and for the first half I've mostly got 2 chords per bar. And then we ramp it up a bit. So in the second half, we've got something more like a different chord for every beat. And if you've seen my video on Paul Simon's American tune, for instance, the feel is going to be a little bit like that. I'm in the key of C because it sort of suits my voice. I'm nominally a baritone. It's that. In the second half we get this. We're going up to the third. And you need to make sure you can reach this if you want to choose the right key for your voice. If you want something a little lower, maybe A, because you've got or even G. You know, I dare say the capo is your friend. Anyway, I'm going to do this in C. We'll have a look at the chords. We'll sketch those out first of all, and then we'll look at some picking, and then we'll throw the whole thing together. I've got a playthrough of a couple of verses. Okay, let's tackle the first 4 bars. The next 4 bars starts exactly the same way, and there is quite a lot of recycling as we go through. We begin on a chord of C, 2 beats of C, and then the traditional arrangement would have C7 here. I'm making it C9. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. And in the traditional arrangement, you'd go to F minor here, but I'm going to give it a slightly more sophisticated twist. Instead of straight F minor, I'm actually playing F minor 6 in an inversion, and it comes out to be this: D minor 7, flat 5. You might call that D half diminished. If I play it down here, it's the same voicing, barring across the top 3 strings at the first fret and then adding the open 4th string, that's the D. So you can see it's like an F minor with a D in the bass. As I say, it's exactly the same voicing, the same notes in the same order, but I just prefer being on the middle 4 strings. It's a little mellower. Okay, the first 2 bars. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Back to C. From glen to glen and down the mountain. A minor 7, and traditionally you'll see D7 next. Again, I'm going to make that D9. Side to G7. I could play G7 there. If you want something a bit less plain Jane, F over G. It's a bit more modern, a bit more gospel-y, perhaps. Back to the 3rd bar for a second. Between C and A minor, it's very tempting to put a passing bass note there to transition between C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string to B on the 2nd fret down to the A minor. From glen to glen and down the mountain side. Okay, the next 4 bars starts exactly the same way. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. Back to our familiar D shape. And now we close off this first half with C, but with a G in the bass. It's you, must. And again, G7, but I'm going to play this. G13. I might not play up to the top string, that's where the 13 is, it's an E. I'm avoiding the 5th string by just kind of muting it with the underside of the 3rd finger here. Go and I must bite to F, but I'm going to keep C in the bass, so I'm playing it this way, and C. Okay, that's the first half done. We'll get into the second half. But come ye back in a second. But to get there, I guess the most obvious thing is just to play a G7. But come ye. But I might play my But come ye. That's quite nice as well, isn't it? The F over G. Another thing you could do is just play something that tracks the melody line. We've got this da 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 da, but come ye back, G A B C, going up from the fifth, and I can harmonise that either side of the note using sixths. We've got the open second string and open fourth string. So I'm singing G, and I've got these two, and then here na na na. So it's almost like the voice is completing a chord with these pairs of notes. Na na na. I want to keep G in the bass though, so it's going to be a bit of a squeeze. But come ye, like that, I guess. First and second fingers for that second chord, and then I'm going to push that finger up, and then my little finger is going to come up to the third fret of the second string. But come ye back. That takes us really nicely into the second section, which, as I say, is a bit more chord per beat. So we're back to C for the third quarter. But come ye back. And then in the second, the melody falls to a B. La da da da. But what I want to do is anticipate that. So I'm going to play a C on the first beat, take that first finger away to make C major 7, so we can hear that note before the melody actually plays it. But come ye back. Ah. And underneath that B, then I'm going to play an F chord, la, but I don't really want the C there, I want this. So I'm going to play it like this. That's an F with a sharp 11. I'm not going to play the top string. You can maybe use your first finger, my thumb. It probably works better for me, and then a G7, or again, your F over G or whatever. So that, just that bar. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow. We get back to a C there. Oh, when the now this time we hit an A minor to begin the next phrase, and to get there, G, and then G sharp diminished. Oh, when the that's a really lovely transition. G sharp diminished is really a substitute for E7, E7 flat 9. So you could maybe play that there. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow is E7. Oh, when the and now I've got to this A minor. I'm going to start a descending bass line. A minor with G in the bass, or you might just throw that third finger over. There's F, hushed, and it's going to continue to go down to an open E underneath a C chord. White with snow. It starts to come up now. D with an F sharp in the bass. It just means I can descend my D7 a bit lower, have a note on the bottom string to create a bit more of a joined up bass line, ending up on G7. Okay, so the whole of that. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow. Nearly missed it. Oh, when the vale is hushed and white with snow, 'tis I'll be. And again, you got some choices for your G7, but I'm going to go with this. 'Tis I'll be there. There's the high note. And we carry on now. C to C9, just as we had at the beginning, but this time just after a beat. 'Tis I'll be there. To F in sunshine, F sharp diminished. Or in, now I've already got my bar across the bottom string, so I'm going to keep it there, even though I really only need it between the second and fourth string for the F sharp diminished. I just find it gives me a bit more leverage. Sunshine are in shadow. Now this time I've actually got half a beat each of C over G, G sharp diminished to A minor. That's just a really nice kind of stately hymn-like little progression there. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, why not? I'll pick that just for a couple of beats. Oh Danny, to finish off. Boy, oh Danny, D minor 7, might play it there or here, keeps it on the middle strings. Oh Danny boy, and then F over G. I love you so. But if you, and if you're going to sing it again, you've got your little transition or a G or an F over G or something to kick off the second verse. But that's all the chords. All right, with those sketched out, let's have a look at some finger picking ideas. Now, when it comes to finger picking, of course, you've got all sorts of options. I want something that at least is going to provide enough interest to give me a bit of texture at what is a fairly sedate tempo. My playthrough is 75 BPM. So I'm going to go with 16ths, semiquavers. And I've got my picking fingers on the second, third and fourth strings. My first finger's on the fourth string, second finger on the third, and then my third finger's up on the second string. I could have them on the top three strings, but I want something that's a bit less bright. And anyway, like this D minor 7 flat 5 chord, for instance, doesn't use the top string, so I'm probably going to focus on the middle strings. My thumb is going to play the bass note, which is going to be on the fifth string or the sixth string, depending on the shape I'm playing. And this is what I've got. So my thumb is playing for C, that's the fifth string. First finger picks the fourth string, and then my second and third fingers are going to pick the third and second strings, and then I'm going to come back. And you can hear how the first pick of each beat and the last pick join up with each other. Bom, 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 bom. Passing bass note down to A minor. Kind of a thing. So I'll break the pattern for the, if I choose to play that there. In the second half, welcome ye back when summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the I'm going to vary it a bit because I haven't got time to play the whole pattern very easily. Sometimes I have, but sometimes there's even a different chord per half beat. So I might have to just spell things out a bit more by playing all the notes together, something like that. Well, anyway, that's what I've got. A slightly modern twist, nothing too controversial, on a beautiful song. I'm going to have a playthrough of both verses for which I've got lyrics. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. The pipes are calling from glen to glen, and now the mountain side, the summer's gone, and all the roses go, and I must find. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But and all my dreams.